KLFY News 10 Weather Alert, brought to you by the Jim Olivier family of companies.
Good afternoon, everyone. Keeping you updated with the severe risk as the line of strong to severe thunderstorms continue to march into more of our viewing area. And this line has a history of producing damage in the form of probably straight line winds and even tornadoes. Multiple reports of damage coming out of Lake Charles, even with injuries there in Lake Charles as well. There was a confirmed tornado at one point that was in and around Hackberry heading towards Lake Charles, but unfortunately there are reports of damage coming out of those areas. And that line of severe weather continues now to move more into Jeff Davis Parish, Cameron Parish, but it's really this area in now eastern Jeff Davis Parish that has at least our concern and our utmost attention, because the line is what we call bowing out. We call this a bow echo, and those winds are actually pushing that line of storms out, and it creates what looks like a bow and arrow. And along the leading edge of what we call bow echo, that's where you're going to find the strongest winds, and I think that's exactly what came through Lake Charles. So this bow echo continues to march again eastward at about 35 to 40 miles per hour into more of Jeff Davis Parish. So it's really a straight line wind event at this point. We're not noticing any rotation, but there has been history of rotation. We've seen social media with plenty of tornado videos coming out of southeast Texas. That was with actually discrete supercells that were before this main line of storms, but nonetheless there has been at least signs of some embedded rotation within this line of storms. Let's zoom in again on the area that I think has the strongest winds with it right now. Just rolled through Welsh. If you're watching right now through Jennings, stay inside, stay away from the windows. I think one of the injury reports coming out of Lake Charles was somebody that was close to a window and those windows got blown out. So we are getting wind gusts at about 60 to 70 miles per hour, close to Category 1 strength. Hurricanes, when it comes to 74 miles per hour or more, that's considered a Category 1. So we're right on the edge of the as strong as a Category 1 as it continues to march eastward again through Jennings and then eventually into Crowley. Lake Arthur, I think there will be some stronger winds, but I think the leading edge is right now coming really across. It looks like LA 102 Pine Island is where we find meteorologist Trevor Saunier. That's where he was set up for News 10 at noon. I'm going to have to check in with him to see what he's seeing out there, because I really think the strongest winds are right there coming across Pine Island and going into Raymondville and then eventually crossing, it looks like LA 26 there. Again, this is the eastern edges of Jeff Davis Parish, just north of Jennings, but Jennings in the next probably 10 to 15 minutes, your conditions will be deteriorating as well as that main line of storms moves in. So some very strong winds heading your area. Stay indoors as this passes. We're seeing a tremendous amount of cloud to ground lightning strike, but this line of storms again has a history of producing damage in the form of more than likely straight line winds, but they are sending out surveys already from the National Weather Service in Lake Charles in the form of to see what type of tornadoes we were seeing there in southeast Texas and the very western parts of our state. So going forward, I think the severe threat will end once that line of storms that I just showed you in Jeff Davis Parish moves through your area. The severe threat wraps up about 4 to 5 p.m. as it makes its way across Lafayette and then eastward from there. Still looking at the threat for a strong tornado here. That hatched area from the Storm Prediction Center, winds 50 to 70 miles per hour. We are getting reports again of damage from this. We're not worried about hail, but going forward over the next, let's call it 3 to 4 hours, we're still in the heart of the severe risk here in Acadiana. We appreciate you watching KLFY News 10. We're going to cut in as need be. Again, we are looking at a damaging wind event in at least parts of Acadiana, really for Jeff Davis Parish at this point. And if another warning gets issued, whether it be a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning, of course, we will be cutting in at that time. For now, I'm meteorologist Chris Cozart here in the live Doppler 10 Storm Team Weather Center.